friend Bridget, who came to be my assistant in carving the chicken, and I think it's ready, but I'm just going to take it out and then we're going to test it. And because the chicken is ready and it's almost lunchtime, we're going to have some wine. I reckon. Yes. Cheers.
Let's have lunch. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Okay, actually, before we carve, we have to check that the chicken is cooked. This always happens, you get to the table, and it's ready to cook and you don't know. And I think we just need to come in to see where I'm cutting. So I'm just cutting here into the side of the drumstick. And this is my part of the carving. Bridget, you're going to have to carve the other half, so just so you know. So when you separate that, you can see in here. And that looks a tiny bit pink. But you have to remember that the chicken's also going to rest. And the way that you know it's cooked is if the juices run clear. So you can see there, I can show you with the spoon, that the juices are running beautifully and clear. So this is ready. And it looks just tender. If you put it in for longer, you could put it in for another few minutes, but the chances are it'll get tough. We don't want that. So, alright, back to carving. So as you can see, I'm just waiting for the kill straight through and then cut. So you can see where this bone meets the rest. You can see that little white bone popping out. So that's where you cut down. And you just basically follow the shape and cut down. This is a sharp knife, so you can cut with confidence knowing it'll come through. So now you've got our drumstick, but you don't know how many people are coming for dinner, and obviously you have to divide the drumstick from this part. And this is where it can be a little bit tricky, because you kind of have to guess where the joint is. So what I do is I normally just put my knife in there and then you can feel, like you can feel there's a bit of a valley there. So that's a good place to go for a guess. Oh, okay, I was lucky, I got through. So that's the way to do that.
Okay, definitely helps to have a sharp knife.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't have a sharp knife, do you know what I would recommend using instead? Is possibly a good pair of kitchen scissors.
Okay.
And then we move on to, I normally leave the breast for last, but it's completely up to you. So now the wing piece, normally you don't want the wing person, you don't want the person who gets the wing to get shortchanged and not have enough meat. If you haven't got in enough, then you just go.
But what's nice is also now the breast piece isn't going to be huge.
Yeah, exactly.
The breast piece is always the biggest piece.
So you see, can you see where that joint is? It really helps to know. Once you've seen it once, when you do the other side, you can see how much I had to cut off in order to get to that breastbone. So that's another little piece. So now we just do the breast, which is the last bit, and you know where the breastbone goes down the middle. So with your knife, you just have to find it. There we go. And we've left the wishbone in the beginning. You can take the wishbone out when you prepare the chicken, but it's quite a messy business with fingers. So what you have to do now is just go through and you'll know the wishbone is there. And it's easy, you can just sort of ease it off.
Okay.
See, you've already made the main slits, then you just ease it off and there it comes. And there's your breast, ready for eating. And then these little bits you can just pull off.
Or use in a soup stock later.
Yeah, totally. Or just snack on them. Now just push it that way and you'll see it'll come off.
I honestly think the only way that somebody's going to learn to do this is to try.
Yeah.
You actually do.
You have to actually get in there.
Watch this video with the chicken in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll really help.
And look for the joints. That's true.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, cool. And then, there's some good bits at the bottom which we can't miss out, which I'm going to tell you about.
Okay,
if you turn it over, you can use the knife.
I got another whole chicken down there.
Yeah, there's so much meat at the bottom, you can't forget about it. So let's get it on very nice. So here, you can see 2 pieces of delicious meat.
Carina getting down with the chicken here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get involved.
Just get carnal.
So these little pieces are called the oysters, and they're the best part of the chicken. And because you carve one, you can have one. So good.
Are there 2?
Yeah. It's basically like the fillet, because it's like the thigh meat. So it's like, it tastes like the thigh meat, but it doesn't do any work.
Delicious.
So good. Yeah. And then that's our chicken carve.